It's been a week since Sophie saw Chris and Lisa together at Jack's. Chris has been calling Sophie again and again, and Sophie still refused to talk to him. Even Sophie's mom noticed that Chris hasn't been at their house lately. She sensed something happened between them. Why is Sophie avoiding Chris? And why has she been very quiet lately, isolating herself in her room? It was sad for her to watch Sophie hurting, but she didn't want to intervene. Sophie grabbed the book by her bedside table. She looked at the back of her book and tried to read, but she just can't. She can't seem to get her mind off Chris. She missed Chris so much and wanted to call him, but always managed to refrain herself from calling him. Just let him go, Sophie. You're only going to hurt yourself more if you call him, and he still has feelings for Lisa.
Sophie, can I come in?
Sure.
Sophie, are you okay?
I'm okay.
I noticed you've been spending a lot of time alone in your room lately. I haven't seen Chris in a while either. Did you guys fight?
Yeah, I don't want to talk to Chris right now.
What happened?
Well, I saw Chris at Jack's with his ex-girlfriend and saw them holding hands.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Skylar was there. She saw him too. Did she not tell you?
Yes, she did. But I wanted to hear it from you. Did you say anything to them?
No. I was too upset, so I just turned around and walked out of Jack's with Skylar.
Did you think he was cheating on you and dating both of you at the same time?
Yes, I guess so. It looks like it. That day, he told me he had to go see a friend for a drink. It just so happened that I took Skylar out to get some ice cream, and there they were, having a conversation, sitting close to each other, holding hands. I couldn't believe it at first. He looked so shocked when I caught him with her.
You must be so mad.
I was at first. But now that I think of it, I was more disappointed in him and mad at myself. I was mad at myself because I felt stupid. And I'm still mad at myself because I wanted to forget about Chris and try to move on. But I can't, and I keep thinking about him still.
I'm sorry, Sophie. What did he say when you caught him with his ex?
He said, Sophie, this is a big misunderstanding.
Maybe it is. Did he try to tell you what actually happened?
Well, he called me so many times, but I ignored his calls. He also came here to the house to explain. But I told him to go back to Lisa.
Why won't you talk to him and give him a chance to explain? Don't you believe him?
I don't know what to believe anymore, Sam.
Sophie, maybe you should hear him out.
But I don't want to talk to him. And I don't want to talk about him right now.
I'm sorry, Sophie.
Well, it's probably just God's way of telling me it's maybe for the best. Lisa called Chris. He refused to talk to Lisa. Lisa sent him a voice message.
Chris, it's Lisa. Please talk to me. I'm sorry you got in trouble with Sophie because of me. At least let me be your friend. Please pick up the phone and talk to me.
She called again and again. Chris was agitated. This time, Chris answered.
Lisa, stop bothering me. If you continue calling me, I cannot be your friend. You're such a pain in my butt.
But I love you, Chris. I'd do anything for you.
You caused all this. Sophie hasn't talked to me for 2 weeks now because of you.
I didn't mean to ruin your relationship with that blonde girl. Besides, I think she's just being so immature, Chris. I don't even know why you even like her.
Lisa, you would be the same way if you were in her shoes.
Well, it's not my fault she jumped to the conclusion that we're back together.
Well, Lisa, you want her to assume that. I know how your mind works. Listen, Lisa, we broke up 6 months ago, and you better get that in your head that there's not a chance that you and I will be back together again. It's over between us, so stop calling me.
I know you're still mad at me that I chose Josh. But that was a big mistake, Chris. I realize it now. I'm sorry, Chris. I really want you to think about it and give me another chance.
No, Lisa, that train has left a long time ago, and it won't be coming back. Move on, Lisa. Leave me alone.
Meanwhile, Sophie thought hard about what Sam said. She is right. I should give Chris a chance to explain at least. Chris was on the phone with Lisa when Sophie called. When he saw the incoming call from Sophie, he hung up the phone. Lisa called back, but he didn't pick up. Frustrated, she threw the cup that was right next to her across the room. Chris answered Sophie's call, desperately wanting to talk to her. Hello? Chris?
Sophie? Hello? I'm so glad you finally called me. I'm going crazy not hearing from you for 2 weeks.
Chris, I'm just calling because I want to hear it directly from you. We're both adults, and I think I should at least talk to you about what happened at Jack's.
Sophie, this is just a big misunderstanding. Lisa kept calling me and told me she needed to talk about something. I felt I had to meet her because she was calling me every day and I wanted her to stop.
Then why didn't you tell me you were going to meet Lisa, Chris? You said you were meeting a friend.
Because I didn't want to hurt you, Sophie. I know how you wouldn't like it if I told you I was going to meet Lisa.
You're lying to me, Chris.
I'm not lying, Sophie.
Why were you both holding hands? I saw you, Chris. I saw you holding her hand.
She grabbed my hand while you walked in, Sophie. You know how manipulative she is.
I think you're seeing her and me at the same time, Chris.
No, I'm not, Sophie. You've got to believe me. I love you, Sophie. I would never do that to you or anyone. I've seen my dad cheat on my mom, and I promise I'll never do that to anyone. More so with you. I never felt this way with anyone but you, Sophie. Please believe me.
So, you're not going back to Lisa, Chris?
No, I'm not.
It's okay, Chris, if you are. Just tell me the truth.
You're my one and only girl, Sophie. Just you, no one else. I love you, Sophie. I really do.
Really? You're not just saying it? I'm so sorry. I didn't believe you at first. I was just so upset when I saw you with Lisa. I'm glad that it was just a misunderstanding.
Are we okay now, Sophie? Is it okay if I come over to your house, Sophie? I miss you, Sophie.
Of course, come on over, Chris. I miss you too, Chris. Sophie went outside to wait for Chris. Skylar was with her. Sophie was standing near the front door when she saw Braden walking towards the house with a familiar face. She knew that face. Jake O'Brien, tall, broad-shouldered, athletic body, and dashingly handsome. When she was at school, she had heard the girls talk about how gorgeous he is. He was the Prince Charming that almost every girl at Thousand Oaks High School wanted to date. Sophie smiled at Braden and Jake as they approached her.
Sophie, let me introduce you to my friend Jake. Hi, I'm Jake. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
It's nice to meet both of you. I didn't know Braden has pretty younger sisters. You look very familiar. Have we met before?
I don't think we've been introduced, but I've seen you at Thousand Oaks High School before. We went to the same high school. I was 1 year your junior. You played football, right?
Yes, I did. And were you in volleyball or cheer?
I was in the girls' volleyball team.
I knew I recognized you. It's such a small world, this is. I could swear I saw you before this. How do you like Texas so far, Sophie?
So far, so good. I love it here. How about you?
I actually love it. I think people here are very friendly. Braden and I are planning to watch a movie today. Do you want to join us?
No, I can't. Thanks for the invite, though. Maybe next time.
Come on in, Jake. I'll introduce you to my mom and dad. Sure, Braden. Well, it's nice meeting you, Sophie. Hope to see you again soon.
See you around, Jake.
Hey, Braden, wait for me.
Sophie turned around and saw Chris. The moment Chris gets out of the car, she hugged him. Chris kisses her on the cheeks. He looked lovingly at Sophie and was about to kiss her when Skylar came rushing out.
Chris! I haven't seen you in ages, Chris.
Yeah, I know, Skylar.
I'm so glad you both are getting along now.
Me too, Skylar. How are you, Skylar?
Good.
Skylar, I need to talk to Chris in private. Why don't you play with Coco for a while?
Oh, okay, Sophie. See you, Chris.
As soon as Skylar got in the house, Chris held Sophie's hand and gently pulled her close to him. Sophie was caught off guard and she nearly fell. Chris caught her, but before she could say anything, she felt Chris's face was just inches apart from her. He gazed intently into her eyes. She could smell his fresh, masculine and musky cologne. She slightly panicked, anticipating something was going to happen. Both their hearts were racing with excitement. Then Chris kissed her on her lips for the first time. Their lips meet softly. She has never been kissed by anyone before. Due to her inexperience, she didn't know what to expect. His lips felt so comforting and warm on hers it made her heart skip a beat. As they pulled apart, Chris looked at her to see her reaction. Sophie blushed.
I've been wanting to do that since I saw you the first time, but I didn't want to rush. I hope you know how much I care about you, Sophie. I love you, Sophie.
I love you too, Chris. Sophie looked back at him. She couldn't believe what just happened. Did they just have their first kiss? She stared into his eyes. Chris and her locked eyes once again. He had his hand right at the back of her head, cupping the nape of her neck. Sophie could feel her skin melting against the warmth of his touch. He moved closer, his eyes studying the curves of her lips. Sophie's heart raced as he placed his lips gently against hers one more time. This kiss was different. It was a deep, lingering kiss. It was like two people drawn to each other like a magnet. The attraction between them was undeniably strong. Sophie has always dreamt of this moment and never knew how special a kiss can make you feel after that kiss. Chris looked lovingly at her and smiled as he noticed Sophie's cheeks turned pink, her lips slightly swollen. Sophie was flushed, slightly embarrassed. Chris held her for a moment, embracing her to assure her there's nothing to be embarrassed about. Sophie loved to be in his warm embrace. She could stay in it forever.
Sophie, I was going to ask you something. You and we've been getting to know each other for a couple of months now. I know I've never felt happier in my life. Since it's Valentine's Day tomorrow, would you be my girlfriend?
I don't know, Chris. Chris tickled her. Yes, I will. Stop tickling me. What are we going to do for Valentine's Day, Chris? Where are we going?
It's a surprise, Sophie. I'll pick you up in the morning around 10 and we can spend Valentine's Day together. This time I'm taking you out on a real date, just you and I, okay?
Okay, Chris.
Where's Skylar? Let's go get some ice cream with Skylar. Where is she?
I'll go get her. Wait here. Sophie ran into the house. She combed her hair with her fingers and pulled her top to straighten it. She saw Skylar in the hallway with Sam. Do you want to go grab some ice cream with Chris?
Yes, are you and Chris okay now, Sophie? No longer fighting?
Yep, it was just a big misunderstanding.
Oh, Sophie, I'm so glad things worked out between you and Chris. I'd love to go, but I have some assignments I have to finish. Also, I promised May we'll watch a movie together later.
We'll have fun with May. Come on, Skylar. Jake wandered into the hallway and saw Sophie again.
It was nice to meet you, Sophie. We should all get together next time. You, me, and Braden. Where are you all going, Sophie?
We're going to get ice cream with Chris.
You girls have fun. Enjoy your ice cream, girls. See you in a bit, Sophie.
See you around, Jake. It's Valentine's Day, the special time in the year when people show their affection for another by sending them cards, flowers, or chocolates with messages of love. Skylar got ready early so she can write her Valentine's Day cards. She was feeling excited because today she knew she will be getting lots of cards, candies, pencils, and cool toys from her other classmates. She has put aside one special card for a boy in her class called Easton, who she plays with at the school playground almost every day. She wanted him to know that she likes him a lot and values their friendship.
To Easton, you're so cool. Will you be my Valentine? Love from Skylar.
Skylar taped a chocolate candy onto the card and put it in her backpack.
Come on, Skylar, let's send you to school.
Okay, Mom, I'm ready.
You smell nice, Skylar. Are you wearing Sophie's perfume?
Yes. She was in the bathroom, so I didn't ask her. I'm sure she won't mind. I just sprayed on a little bit on my dress and hair.
Are you excited about Valentine's Day at school?
Yes, I am. Happy Valentine's Day, Mom. Love you. See you later.
Have a wonderful day at school, Skylar. Happy Valentine's Day. I love you too, honey. I'll see you in a bit.
Skylar arrived early. She went to her desk and saw a rose on her table with a paper airplane card on it. She picked it up and opened the note attached to the rose. On the bottom of the paper plane there's a message. To Skylar, I think you're so smart, cool, and very pretty. Happy Valentine's Day. Love always, your secret admirer. Skylar was curious. Who sent her that note? She looked around her classroom and wondered which of the 7 boys in her class sent her that. What if it was someone she didn't like? While it was flattering to get a Valentine's card from a secret admirer, Skylar was also curious at the same time. Who might have sent her that? It's kind of creepy, she thought. Could the note be just a prank from one of the popular girls who hated her?